All right, family. All right, family. Every now and then I like to share some of the conversations I have with some of the brothers. Had a conversation with a brother Friday on Friday, and had another conversation with a brother on the Shabbat. And the conversation was basically, of the same category. It was about relationships. Let me start off by saying I am totally blessed. I'm totally blessed. Have a beautiful wife, beautiful home. My wife and I, we talk about everything went from biblical marriage as far as polygyny. My wife and I, we talk about where do we see ourselves as far as where the Most High is guiding us to, whether it's to live in another country, whether it's to move into the country, outside of the city, which that's what we're looking at right now. I mean, we talk about it all. We talk about it all. It doesn't matter. But anyway, you know, I think a lot of the challenges that a lot of brothers face is, finding that suitable mate, that helpmate, because unfortunately, the system has manipulated the women to believe that you judge this man by how much money he makes, number one, or how many degrees do he have, so what happens is the system makes it really difficult for a man to compete with a woman from those standpoints. All these women will get opinions or views or ideas of what a man is based upon what their friends say, what somebody say on some talk show, or some kind of book they read or what have you, instead of asking a man. And in many cases too, a lot of these brothers, the system, whether being coming up in a single parent household or what have you, or emasculated, and stuff like that. And then now we have the feminist movement. So there's all kind of challenges that we face, as a people. And it's by design. It's not at all by mistake. It's by design. But what we have to do is be able to have open dialogue and a respectful, healthy conversation with one another about said issues. And I think a lot of times, that's where we struggle at. We really don't have the respect, the level of respect or patience where we can sit down with one another and be able to express differences of opinion. So therefore, if we can't get to that point, sorry about that, family. There's a plane passing over. Sorry for the noise. My garden is still producing peppers, man. It's late in the season and it's still producing peppers. I'm gonna have to start getting ready to winterize my bell peppers and my jalapeno peppers. But anyway, like I said, a lot of times we can't have this healthy dialogue where we can look at our opinions and put the pros and cons on the table, and also play our roles. Women have a role to play. The man have a role to play. But in many cases, the powers that be have either devalue the man's wealth or his value as a man, or his role as a man. And so what happens is, many cases, the sisters have set such a high standard. And again, I'm not saying that you shouldn't set a standard, but a lot of these sisters have not even set a standard for themselves. A lot of sisters they're coming from multiple baby daddies or multiple sexual partners, things of that nature, and they've been taught, well, hey, I don't need a man, because again, maybe their mother or somebody around them have lived on the system, have lived in the system for a while. So this becomes this becomes a natural instinct. You know, becomes this again, it gets this natural feeling of this is how you're supposed to live. So anyway, you know, I'm very fortunate. So there's a challenge with us as a people, you know, the brothers and sisters, to really be able to sit down and have meaningful dialogue with one another, to see where the disconnect is, where we can fix that disconnect and we can plug back into us as a family, us as a you know, as a people, as a nation, and begin to really rethink what we have been taught by society. You know. So anyway, that's my spiel on that. Again, family, peace, love, shalom.